Hey everybody, Ben for the Bonehead podcast, and it is time. Vampires have been announced as going on pre-order next weekend, so hide your necks and hide your wallets. Alright, let's have a look at the Warhammer community. So next week, Sunday preview. Let's have a look. I saw the Knights and I thought, oh, is it epic time? It's not epic time, not even slightly. Okay, Sunday preview, Knights, Vampires, and Classic Warhammer 40,000 terrain. Don't care about... it's hard not to care about that. But we're not here to talk about Knights. We'll do that at some other point. What we're here to talk about... classic terrain. Isn't that classic? No. Classic would have been the old, like, barrels and stuff. Right, Blood Bowl, this is it. This is what we're here to talk about. So we've been waiting on Vampires for a very long time. And even though we've had a couple of articles about them, we have not answered most of the questions. Alright, fine. They're getting a big guy. Fine, they're getting positionals. And Bloodlust is coming back. But we're still waiting on a few things. And one of them is the release date. So these guys are going to go up for pre-order next Saturday. We've got the team box of 14 players. Now they do a good job here. You get 14 players in total. 2 Vampire Blitzers, 2 Vampire Runners, 2 Vampire Throwers, and 8 Thralls for a mid-match snack. You get all the usual balls, coins, tokens, etc. and the transfer sheet. Okay, so the box, the team box gives you 8 players, which is wicked. That's perfect, that's great, that's what we're looking for. Then, we've also got the other elements of the team going up for pre-order as well. So the Vargeist. Vampires have got a big guy. If you've missed our videos touching on this so far, it's pretty cool. Bloodlust 3+, which we're expecting to just be harder to pass, so that's going to go live. That will be a Forge World model. Bruti does have a good alternative if you're looking for a big Vargeist for a vampire team, but it's a pretty cool model. Then you've got probably my favourite Forge World star player so far. There's been some good ones, but this is well up there. I do like the Minotaur. Luther von Drakenborg, the Count of Blood Bowl is landing. Now, we're expecting the Count stats to be absolutely brilliant. Going to be interesting to fit him into a roster. I cannot wait to get the full details so we can start diving into what rosters are going to look like for vampires. But the Count is back. Then you've got Captain Karina von Rice, or Carla von Fangs as we're calling her here. Interesting. Sounds good. Sounds powerful. Probably going to be costed reasonably. I think we might see her as a very popular star, especially for some of the other Sylvanian teams. And then we've got Ivan the Animal Death Shroud, who've been waiting on for a while as well. So that is the team, the big guy, 3-star players, and then we're waiting on the pitch and dice and spike. So the Spike 16 is going to come up as well. Batty Bloodsuckers, famous and fantastic. Issue 16. So, Undead Superstar 658. You've got to kind of look at these articles to see if there's any nuggets of information. There isn't, but I love Spike magazines. They are so much fun for Blood Bowl. You've got snippets of background, and generally speaking, they've got some really cool extra rules and stuff like that as well. So I'm hoping that that is what we're going to end up with. So Spike 16 is going to be there too. And then this is the, I say the first proper look at the pitch. We've seen the pitch in the video, but it was like a snippet. So we've got the vampire pitch coming up and the vampire dice. I know Milton is very excited about the dice because he's one of those dice people. So the dice, let's have a look. This is important. They are very cool. The yellow may not be the clearest, but the black and the red swirl, actually very cool. I think if you are a dice collector, they are going to be pretty popular. Certainly never bad to add to the collection, is it? You got the card packs. Passable in my mind, in my eyes, but that's entirely up to you. And then we get kind of our first look properly at what the vampire pitch is going to look like. The cool thing about Blood Bowl pitches is they tend to be double-sided, so they'll be like a mode and then another mode, which will be really interesting. Now, we know there was going to be this kind of like rug, this kind of like noble hall with a big rug down the middle, and it is very cool. So how many squares are we looking at? We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares of rug across the middle, and you've got this blood line here, vampire pun intended, to kind of mark out the edges. I do need to print vampire pitch, and the timeline's just got moved up for that significantly, right? And we're going to kind of do a very similar thing here because I do like the style and it really befits vampires, right? So we've got a week and a half now. So the pitch is very cool. That's coming out as well. Click, click. Let's zoom out a little bit. And that's it. So double-sided pitch and dugout set, vampire castle with some very flammable carpet. That would be interesting. I wonder if that's going to be the flip-flop of the board size. Some chic dice for the proper... yeah, okay. Card set. Okay, and blank positional cards. I like that. That's kind of useful. I know there's a lot of you out there that do use the cards, which is cool, but for standardized Blood Bowl, not so much. I like this. We've been waiting for vampires. What this does mean, I think it might say at the bottom, some more cool stuff. No, 1+. And plenty of vampiric Blood Bowl lore to stick your teeth into. So that is this week. We're going to have a fun week. I think we can kind of put some conjecture out there and say that if we've seen 3-star players for vampires, we've seen the big guy, we're probably not going to see any more models for this release, for this team release, and that's all right. What we'll see, I'm hoping, is some kind of like, here's how Bloodlust works. They make us wait all the way to release. That's going to be really interesting, and I think it's in their interest to share how Bloodlust works. If it's done well, and I tell you what, it's looking promising. If it's done well, then I think it's going to help with the excitement. There's probably a lot of people out there that are like, changing vampires. We don't know what they're changing into. So while it's a cool looking team, I don't know if I want to be invested. You drop that one specific rule for the team, that one special rule that kind of breaks down how the team plays, then you can kind of start picturing yourself running the team, being like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, I can make this work. Oh, this is an interesting twist. That will be key, I think. That will be really key to how that plays out. So just tell us how Bloodlust works. That's the thing for this week, right? Some other cool stuff there, which is all fine and dandy. And another great shot of the models too. Playing against the Elven Union, clearly. Interesting. I know there's the kind of the wish list is the High Elves are next. But very cool. They've rebased those elves as well. That's the new Blood Bowl basing style, which is very much in line with kind of like other basing at the moment, which is interesting. Very, very, very cool. So, teams coming out. Let's have a look at dates. This is the fun part of the video where we kind of speculate on timelines. So, this is going to be up for pre-order on Saturday the 23rd, which means it will be coming out on Saturday the 30th. I did call this because that is the day I'll be playing Twilight Imperium, but we will do our best as ever to get hold of the kit as early as possible so we can start dropping all the goodies on the channel as that happens. Now, obviously, we'll keep an eye out as well, so as soon as the vampire stats come out from somebody who gets like a Games Workshop inside view, then we can pile in with your rosters, with the breakdowns, and all the good stuff, all the stuff I really enjoy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So we've got 2 weeks to go. So this Saturday, then vampires. I'm just checking the timelines for Bonehead Bowl. We've got our next tournament coming up on the 4th of November. We said your rosters need to be in Saturday the 21st of October. This is coming out on Saturday the 30th of September. That gives 1 to 3 weeks of vampires being out. So if you are interested in running vampires out of a tournament, you can do so. And you shouldn't have any problem. In fact, you'll have 3 weeks to play test to get your roster in. Is that right? 3 weeks to play test to get your roster in, and then you'll be able to kind of get some play test in that as well, which is absolutely manageable. I think that's perfectly manageable. So, vampires, we waited for a long time. There was a fear they wouldn't be landing until after Halloween, but that is not the case. They are coming this week. So, right, I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of vampires if you're on board, because it's going to be a fun couple of weeks in Blood Bowl land, at long last. Anyway, we'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy biting. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the channel even further, please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. Or come join us on YouTube members or in Patreon, where you can get exclusive access to some content, some loot, early access to basically everything we do, as well as regular competitions. Or you can pick up some Bonehead Podcast loot either on our website at boneheadpodcast.com. We've got the Dungeon Bowl things, we've got tokens and stuff like that, or on our Spreadshirt site as well. Everything you do just helps us make more content and hopefully do it of better quality. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy blocking.